I love you.
Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Mickey Mouse, taking over. Green Traveler's been recaptured by the government. So yeah, this is the Mickey Mouse and Faceless show. Rebranding.
Bring him back, Mickey. I miss him.
I can't do that. Government's got him. He exposed too much. Too much.
But I'm pretty sure I've said more than him.
Well. Shit! Shit!
Alright, now they're going to pull down our show. Because we made Mickey Mouse say shit.
Fine, I'll bring it back.
Hey, what up, everybody?
Hey, he traveled back. That was quick.
I was released.
Good.
Yeah, government's got good teleportation systems.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to do that and get here on time to do this.
Mm-hmm. We're still stuck in the war era of Disney.
Yeah.
Where they're packaging films together to make money, which, to be fair, does help finance the next era, which is amazing.
Right.
But it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it kind of sucks a little bit.
Really ready to break through and get to the next era.
Yeah, me too. I am too. But you know, there's some people I'm sure that are watching these because they've never even heard of these films.
Yeah, it's true.
Disney was packaging these films together because most of their animators and writers were, shipped overseas to fight in the war. So they just picked up little bits and pieces that were sitting around the studio and slammed them together just to get by, pretty much.
For the most part, it does work. I think they do accomplish what they at least entertain during a horrible time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They still had their regular shorts that were coming out.
Yeah, but just looking back on it, it's just kind of hard to get through them.
Yeah,
kind of boring.
It is true. And last week we talked about this episode being Make Mine Music. Well, it's not going to be. It's going to be
as the title suggests.
As the title suggests, this is about fun and fancy free. Make Mine Music, rather, was the film prior to this, but it is not up on Disney Plus, which is our source for this particular playlist. But the reason being, they do have some reasons for that.
Okay, good, because it was a shocker for me, because I thought they had all their animations up on there, and it was just like, what?
Yeah, this might be the only one. But,
I think I read that it was, yeah.
Yeah, the reason being, so first off, this is as packaged film as a packaged film can be. It is literally a short, then the next title screen, and then a short, where all the other Disney package films, they at least attempt some kind of tie-through. So they don't do that. And the last time they released it, they took out, I believe, it's either 2 or 3 of the shorts, making it like only 45 minutes because of things that they decided were not appropriate for children anymore. For example, the first short on it, let me get the title for us. The first one was called The Martins and the Coys, and it was kind of based off of Hatfield and McCoy. So there's a lot of shooting involved. And it's comedy, but it's centered around gun violence. So they decided to take that one down. And then I'm not sure what the other ones were. I knew when I did the research, but it has escaped me. But anyways, I guess they decided it was too short and there wasn't really like a through story or anything, so they didn't put it on there. I'm really surprised, though, because I don't even think Peter and the Wolf is on there on Disney Plus, which that surprised me because I don't know if you've seen Peter and the Wolf, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't recall it.
So it is. So the song, you've heard the song over and over again. I believe that the song's also called Peter and the Wolf, but it's a canon, and I can't get it in my head right now.
Damn it! I was gonna ask you to sing it for me.
It's by Sergei Prokofiev. I'm not gonna say his name right, but it's Prokofiev. I'm sorry, but anyways, it's a very famous piece of music. Like if you'd hear it, you would know it, and I don't have it off the top of my head. But it's this little hunter boy, and he's being stalked in the woods by a wolf. But, it's Disney animation, and it's cute, and it's wonderful, and he kills the wolf in the end. But,
oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a good piece of music. I remember, I don't feel like this is the most recent time I watched it, but in high school in a music class, our teacher did show it. Because we were writing... canons, so he wanted to use it as an example. So I'm kind of surprised that how wonderful at least this little short is that it's not on Disney Plus. Maybe they'll bring it eventually. Maybe it is there, and I don't know. I thought I searched for it, but I don't think they were particularly proud of it because it wasn't very well received either because of it's just. Like I said, it's literally just... It's like watching cartoons on TV or like a Looney Tunes collection. Whereas, counter to that, Fun and Fancy Free, there is this through line of a story, apparently.
With Jiminy Cricket throughout the whole narrative.
That's right.
We brought him back.
Would you like to synopsize Fun and Fancy Free?
Yeah, let's do it. 1947. So you're still saving money, as we mentioned. So it is another packaged film, but it's not as packaged as the other ones. There's only 2 shorts to make up this entire film. So I don't know the links of both shorts, but the first one is Bongo, which is about a circus bear. And I realized... honestly, going into this movie, I did not think I had seen it before. And then, once I started watching Bongo, I realized my brother and I watched this on repeat for probably a couple months in my childhood. I recalled it while watching it because it terrified me as a child.
The bears?
And it does, yeah, the bears. What specifically? So let me synopsize up to the point that really scared me. Okay. Bongo is a circus bear, and it starts off with him performing in front of the audience, circus attendees, and he's getting cheered. Everybody's loving him. He has a great performance, and immediately once coming off stage, he gets shackled. There's like a chain, I think, or that goes around his neck, and he's treated terribly. He's put in a cage, and it goes from him like smiling and happy in the limelight to just depressed and in a cage, and it's really sad, and it immediately you feel for him. You immediately are hooked on Bongo. And there's a moment when the circus is transporting, and this is the part that really scared me as a kid. I don't know why, but even watching it as an adult, it was kind of eerie. But while the train is being transported, he hears the call of the wild. He's in a train car, and he looks out the window, and he sees his ghost self just hovering with the hills and just floating free outside, and he's like, Bongo, Bongo, and he just keeps going through. He just keeps repeating Bongo's name, and it was creepy to me, the I don't think they synthesize the voice at all, but how the voice is edited. It starts to get a little spooky and a little eerie until Bongo can't take it anymore, and he breaks free, and he goes into the wild.
If I'm not mistaken, Jiminy Cricket plays this short on a record, and then I guess this is maybe what he's imagining.
Yeah, the record's narrated by Dinah Shore, I believe. I think I'm pulling that name from my ass. I don't.
Yes, he is. Well, at the very least, he is credited as the narrator.
Jiminy's just listening to this record, basically, and that's, it is an imagination, a dramatization of the record, I would assume.
Yeah.
And so once Bongo breaks free, he kind of realizes that living in nature is just as difficult. He's not greeted with the happy freedom he thought he would be. It's kind of frightening on his first night.
Right.
Until he meets, I don't remember the female bear's name. He meets her in the wild. It's kind of like another Bambi situation where Bambi falls in love with the female deer.
He got Twitter hated.
Yeah. And I mean, just like with Bambi, a bigger bear comes along to assert his dominance over female bear. Do I have her written down in my notes? Lulabelle. Lulabelle is the female bear.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice story. He comes back to, he realizes that Lulabelle likes him and not the bigger bear, and so he comes back to win her over. And I won't spoil the ending. It's a good short. It is fun to watch. But it is basically just another retelling of a story they've already done through Bambi, but doing it now with bears and the circus. I mean, it's also, kind of like Dumbo in that regard.
Right.
So
I think the best takeaway from the short for me, though, is you say love with a slap. I think that's that's the main takeaway. There's a whole musical number where the bears just start slapping each other, and that's how they say they love each other. But Bongo doesn't get it. He thinks that they don't like him because
he gets it in the end, though. That's why he returns.
Yes,
because he reflects upon that and realizes that Lulabelle slapping him meant that Lulabelle liked him.
Right, and
it is
also,
a great number.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of message it's giving to children, though.
I guess it is a catchy number. It's not great. It's a catchy number.
Yes, it's catchy, and it's hilarious from like an adult perspective.
Yeah,
but I feel like kids are like, okay, yeah, I really like this person. Smack.
Or they can just take it from the loosely as public displays of affection are okay.
Maybe.
A very loose translation.
So there is a point where Lulabelle does accidentally, or she at least gets fed up and does hit the big bear whose name is Lumpjaw.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think that's just really fucking funny. Like, I mean, they could have come up with anything, and they came up with Lumpjaw, and I'm all for it. She hits him, and he's like, "Oh my god, she loves me," and it's just
right.
But anyways, that's Bongo in a nutshell. The next
ridiculous, fun little short.
Yeah, I feel like the second short is what brings people to purchase this movie still. Yeah. Which is Mickey and the Beanstalk. Yeah.
Which I was surprised. I didn't realize this as a child. Walt Disney voiced Mickey in this.
Oh wow. I had no idea.
Yeah. Right? I didn't either. I watched this so many times as a kid. I think he did once before, and then this was the last time he voiced him, though. I guess he passed it off to the guy who did Dopey, I believe.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's like something that he wouldn't normally have done if not everybody was off fighting in the war.
Yeah, probably. I did find it really interesting, though, to watch it with that knowledge in mind that Mickey was voiced by Walt Disney.
Yeah, I might have to rewatch it with that lens as well. It's like the father and the son, kind of situation. Right. Does that make Pluto the last part of the Trinity?
I guess. I don't know if were you saying he's the dove?
Well, like the Holy Spirit, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bad Christian.
Hey, you're not claiming
the dove.
To be a good one, so.
Right.
Anywho, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, they live together, happy in the countryside, except for they're starving.
Yeah, they're the last residents of the countryside.
That's right, of Happy Valley.
Yeah, something I can't remember why, but something was stolen, a harp or something, and because of that, the whole area fell into despair.
Yeah, it was the harp. Yeah.
everybody left but Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, who have a single bean to share.
Yeah, they have a single bean to share, which is kind of funny because, like, you know, it's the classic Jack and the Beanstalk story, but told with these three characters.
Yeah.
Where Mickey goes out, sells their cow, or a horse.
It was a cow.
He gets magic beans.
And we'll talk about...
It was a cow.
Let's talk about that, because that as a child, that was disturbing again. There's so many things about this film. I don't know why my brother and I watched it so much, but it's quite disturbing at times. Like, I remember Bongo scared me a little bit, but this story definitely scared me, because at the beginning, when they're trying to split a single bean or a loaf of bread, I think also.
Yeah, one slice of bread, I think, too.
One slice of bread.
And it's like sliced as if it was in a loaf of modern day bread, like pre-sliced bread.
Yeah, and Mickey slices it so paper thin for each of them. And it was just like, it's so sad to look at. Yeah, but like Donald goes insane.
Oh yes, yeah, he does. He starts eating fucking plates, man.
Yeah,
like that does kind of scare.
Knives.
That scared me as an adult a little bit. I was like, people can get that hungry, like that they just sort of like, fuck this, I'm eating dirt, and
yeah, he just loses it.
Yeah,
but Mickey and Goofy stop him from killing himself from eating too much silverware. But then Donald goes even more insane, grabs an axe and goes out to kill the cow, which we say insane, but at the same time, if you're that hungry,
yeah, make beef, yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good solution, but
yeah, but they stop him again, and
I mean, if the cow was starving enough, it might be sick. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't. You know, I guess I don't know how much logic we should put into this cartoon.
That's true, but Mickey sure did not put logic into his decision, because he takes the cow and sells it for beans.
Yep,
like
beans.
In the classic story,
yeah.
And again, Donald and Goofy, they had a song in between there, Donald and Goofy, where they're really happy about Mickey bringing food home.
Right, yeah. They're like, okay, he's going to bring back a feast. I know it. So what I was going to say about the bean is when they cut up that single bean that they have, when I was a kid watching this, I always thought that was one of the magic beans. I thought that was the magic bean. Like, I had the order mixed up in my head for some reason. And and like when I was an adult, like just thinking about it, reminiscing about it before we rewatched it, I was thinking, what happened after they ate that bean? Like, how did that grow the beanstalk? I was like, I must be looking at this movie wrong. So I guess that's all I'm going to say about it. I did like how paper thin, like they made the bread and the beans, though, that you could see through the whole sandwich.
It was so unappetizing.
Yeah, and then he goes and just eats it all, everything.
Yeah, and then they when Mickey brings the beans home, Donald and Goofy go berserk, and the beans fall down a hole, and night comes along, and the beanstalk grows, and they find themselves in Giant Land, where they meet. I don't remember the giant's name, but
Willie. His name
Willie.
is Willie.
That's right, and he's adorable. He's just like a child giant, and Mickey has to continue to outsmart him so that they can live. And you know the classic beanstalk tale. They run down and chop it down, and he falls to his death, and it's sad.
Right. And they gather the harp while they're up there, and that cures.
Oh, that's right. And they're the heroes, but he doesn't die, because this film was this little short also decided to pair itself with live action, not as disturbingly as the Three Caballeros.
No, I disagree. Equally as disturbing with the ventriloquist. I mean,
that is true.
He is okay. So there is this little girl. It's her birthday party. Like, Jiminy Cricket gets an invitation to this birthday party after he listens to the bongo record. And then he goes, and it's just for this little girl. And the only other person there is this ventriloquist with 3 dummies. And the dummies, like, they talk independent. So obviously, you know, there's some other puppeteers in the room. But they talk independent of the ventriloquist sometimes, but they're all three voiced by him. So it's just this little girl. Like, this is something that just would not happen in a modern day movie. At least not for children. Because this is Stranger Danger 101.
What?
Okay?
All right. We'll figure out a way. I'm putting it down right now. You and I will figure out a way to reenact this and not make it seem creepy. Because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Jim Henson could have gotten away with it.
Okay.
And so if we follow the works of Jim Henson, I think we can do this.
Okay, but this is true. This is true. But the thing is with Jim Henson stuff, typically you don't see the puppeteer. Typically...
You're right. We'll make it like Mr. Rogers style.
Okay. See, that... Yeah, I guess you can't, like... It's hard to make Mr. Rogers creepy. He's a cool guy.
Right? Well,
yeah.
We'll do this. We'll get it.
Do
we'll 50 years from now when we're rich.
Yeah, but do you think that we... So, okay. But this is the thing. I don't think we can make it with a little girl, a grown man ventriloquist, and those three dummies. You can't do it. I don't remember what their names are. Oh my god, why do I think it's three dummies? I'm pretty sure it's only two, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think he's holding one, and then there's the old man one. Well, not the old man, the
There's Charlie.
I don't have to... Yeah, I don't remember how to describe the one,
who's
man.
like supposed to be like an annoying little kid. And then there's like this dumb southern one that I don't remember his name. And
he does that a lot.
Oh, they didn't kill the giant, did they?
He's so nice. I like him. Yeah, I do like that dummy, but that is a very... I feel like even Jeff Dunham has a dummy that's just like that. You know, it's a very common...
Yeah, his name is, I think, Bubba Jr.
Yeah, yep. That's right. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan.
I used to be into that. I gotta say, it grew old, but in my formative years, I did think it was quite funny.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I thought it was hilarious, and then my brother put it on repeat, and I was just like, after the second viewing, I'm like,
I would do it.
Stop.
I would do it to anybody.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't good comedy to me anymore.
Yeah, so despite this creepy scene, a couple of scenes with these dummies and this little girl, it's pretty innocent. It's pretty innocent. I'll be honest.
And the ventriloquist, I don't think we mentioned, the ventriloquist is the one who's telling the story of Jack and the Beanstalk through McKinnon.
Yes, that's right.
When the southern puppet starts, you know, he's just like, they didn't kill the giant, did they? You know, he's just like, all right, it's a fictional tale. You know, he's just like, don't worry about it. And that's when things got really weird for me as a kid, because once he tells him it's fictional and that the giant, you know, it's like, even if he died, his death was fictional. It never really happened. Then the giant Willie rips the fucking roof off of the house. And he's just like, where's Mickey?
They're just fucking with kids nationwide.
Right. I don't know how, like, I feel like this movie might be the reason I'm so disturbed. Because it's like my brother and I definitely watched this quite a few times.
Sarah said she watched it like a whole bunch as a kid too. And I don't remember ever watching it. Like, I know I had seen all, like, the two shorts. Mm-hmm. I know I had seen them. But I do not recall the puppets. No. Not at all. Yeah. Not in the least.
I don't think I did either. I remembered... The things I remembered most was the creepy Bongo continuously saying his name, and then it got faster and faster and more eerie. Like, I remembered that the Call of the Wild for Bongo disturbed me as a kid. But I remember the slap song, and then the only other thing I remembered is the beginning of Fun and Fancy Free, where Donald goes berserk and is like trying to eat the dinnerware and everything, and then the giant ripping the things off. I only remember the disturbing stuff from this when I was a child. So it's like when I watched this, you know, and I blanked the entire experience from my mind, because I didn't think I'd seen this movie, and then I turned it on and it got to that bongo scene. I'm like, oh my god, all these memories came rushing back, and I was just like, and then he's gonna rip the roof off. Holy shit, he ripped the roof off. That's right. Like I only remember the things that really freaked me the fuck out, and yet my brother and I watched it a lot, and I don't know why.
I did not. Yeah, I don't know if like they showed just the shorts or something on the Disney Channel or something like that, because I definitely did not remember those puppet scenes.
Yeah.
And when they went and he ripped off the roof, that was a surprise to me. That they definitely have referenced that in other pulp culture stuff, but that was the first time that I had seen that scene, and I'm sure it's the first one because this is like what 46 or
47. Yeah, and then it just ends. Like there's nothing to it after that. Like Jiminy just runs outside and like follows the giant, and the giant's just looking for
the giant
Mickey.
Does keep on ripping up roofs though, or something. He's looking for something.
Oh, he's looking for Mickey, and like he just like he keeps destroying people's houses, and he takes a house or a restaurant that's shaped like a hat and puts it on. And then it just ends. Like
something like that.
Yeah, just like I don't remember if it fades to black or what, but it's just him just destroying this village, and it just cuts to the credits, I think. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, were they going somewhere with this? I don't know.
All of a sudden, though, I really want like a Mortal Kombat style game with Disney characters, and they'd probably have to shorten the giant to make it work, but he would be a fun character, especially if he still had the hat and he could throw like this hat.
Oh, that'd be cool. And then when it hits, you'd see like tiny little people explode out of it, just like ah.
Right. I guess it could just be the villains. Yeah.
It'd be an interesting add to that. That would definitely be funny. All right, let's do it. Yeah, let's make this game. All right, so we're gonna reenact the puppet scene. And we're going to make this video game.
Yep, of course. Yes. All right. This is what we have brought. This is the exchange that we got from watching Fun and Fancy Free. Thank you for continuing to bring new projects to the industry, Walt Disney.
Even after your death.
From your cryogenic chamber.
Oh, right. You're right.
Oh, wait. Was that another government secret? Is Mickey and the FBI going to come and take me away?
I'm still here.
Again?
I'm listening to every word.
Oh, no, Mickey.
You watch your ass. Get to your closing statements. You haven't rated it yet.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
And then you wrap it up and nothing else.
It was worth watching. I had fun watching it. I'd give it a face.
Full face. Yeah, I give it.
Like, there's nothing like wrong with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, besides disturbing me as a kid and possibly like instilling some crazy psyche destroying foundations. I give it 2 stars. It's all right. It's it is more worthwhile than the other packaged films they've put out, but
I'd say
I think it's a little too disturbing for kids, or maybe I'm just a weak guy.
Is it better than Fantasia?
Oh yes, easy.
I agree. I think it is, but Fantasia, I still think is worth watching though.
Yep.
And I don't know that I'd necessarily like recommend that you go out of your way to watch this.
That's fair.
So I don't know.
I think this is more entertaining, mainly because it's shorter and more compact.
Sure.
And even though it is disturbing for kids, I think, but Fantasia is very long, it's relaxing, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the things in between. I remember the composer and all that stuff, but I don't remember what he was saying. I don't remember, any of the history he was trying to put behind the pieces.
That was another thing about Make Mine Music that I saw, is that he still thought that the Fantasia idea was a good idea. So it's all to music, obviously. But he didn't do... I don't know if he thought the orchestra part wasn't working well, or if maybe because of the war it would have been hard to do that part of it.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a spiritual sequel to Fantasia, but it did not do well.
I didn't know that.
But yeah.
We're almost out of the war era. I don't know what the next movie is. I think it's the final film in the war era, though. But we'll be back here next week with that one. Assuming no issues.
Yeah. Come hell or high water, we'll be here.
And I am the Green Traveler.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Go eat some potato chips. They taste like you. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. If you want to learn more information about us, check us out on Facebook. You can also check out the Facebook and Instagram accounts of FictionWorks 19. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, or subscribe wherever you catch the show. Thank you all very much for listening.